Title: The Silent Witness, A Tale of Betrayal and Justice. Chapter 1, The Happy Facade. The Murrah household in Mumbai's Navy Nagar was the picture of perfection. Lieutenant Commander Arjun Murrah, a decorated officer of the Indian Navy, was a man of discipline and honor. His wife, Priya, was a stunning woman with a warm smile that charmed everyone she met. Their 8-year-old daughter, Dia, was the apple of Arjun's eye, a bright, cheerful child who adored her father. From the outside, they were the ideal family. But behind closed doors, cracks had begun to form. Priya had grown increasingly distant over the past year. Arjun, often away on naval deployments, dismissed it as loneliness. He didn't know that Priya had reconnected with Rohan Malhotra, her childhood sweetheart and now a wealthy real estate developer. Rohan had never married, and rumors whispered that he was still in love with Priya. Chapter 2, The Forbidden Affair. It started with innocent coffee meetings. Then came the late-night phone calls. By the time Arjun returned from his latest deployment, Priya and Rohan were deeply entangled. One evening, while Dia was at a friend's house, Rohan visited Priya. Their whispered conversations turned into heated embraces. They didn't know that Arjun had returned early. His ship's schedule changed at the last minute. Arjun walked into his own bedroom to find his wife in the arms of another man. The confrontation was explosive. Arjun, a trained naval officer, grabbed Rohan by the collar. "You dare come into my house," he growled. Priya screamed, "Arjun, stop. It's not what you think." But it was exactly what he thought. A brutal fight broke out. Rohan, though strong, was no match for Arjun's combat training. Just as Arjun pinned him down, Priya acted. In a moment of blind panic, she grabbed a heavy brass figurine, a gift from Arjun's naval unit, and smashed it against the back of his skull. Arjun collapsed, blood pooling beneath him. Rohan, gasping, looked at Priya in horror. "What have you done?" Priya's hands trembled. "He would have ruined us." Rohan's fear turned to cold determination. "Then we finish this." He wrapped Arjun's own silk scarf around his neck and tightened it until the last breath left his body. Chapter 3, The Perfect Crime. Priya and Rohan worked quickly. They staged the scene: overturned furniture, a broken window, a missing watch. Priya called the police, sobbing hysterically, claiming they had been robbed and Arjun murdered. The police arrived, finding a grieving widow and her distraught friend. The initial investigation pointed to a burglary gone wrong. But Inspector Rajan Iyer, a seasoned detective, wasn't convinced. "Why would thieves kill him but take nothing else?" he muttered, examining the too neatly staged scene. Still, without concrete evidence, the case went cold. 3 months later, Priya married Rohan in a quiet ceremony. Society raised eyebrows, but no one dared accuse her outright. Dia, however, had stopped speaking entirely. Chapter 4, The Child Who Knew Too Much. Dia had witnessed everything. That night, she had returned home early, slipping into the house unnoticed. She had seen her father fall. Seen her mother and Rohan cover their tracks. The trauma left her mute. Priya assumed it was grief. She enrolled Dia in therapy, but the child refused to utter a word. Then came the nightmares. Dia would wake up screaming, her tiny fists clenched, tears streaming down her face. One day, during a visit to her grandmother's house, Arjun's mother, Mrs. Indira Murrah, Dia finally broke her silence. Indira, a sharp-witted retired teacher, had always distrusted Priya. When Dia whispered, "Mummy and Uncle Rohan hurt Papa," Indira's blood ran cold. She held Dia close. "Tell me everything, Beta." And Dia did. Chapter 5, The Unraveling. Indira didn't go to the police immediately. First, she contacted Arjun's closest friend, Commander Vikram Joshi. The Indian Navy does not abandon its own. Vikram used his connections to reopen the case discreetly. Security footage from a neighbor's CCTV, previously overlooked, showed Rohan entering the house that night. Phone records revealed deleted calls between Priya and Rohan in the hours before the murder. The final nail in the coffin? Forensics re-examined the crime scene. Traces of Arjun's blood were found on Priya's favorite dress, the one she claimed she hadn't worn that night. Chapter 6, The Arrest. The police moved in at dawn. Priya and Rohan were arrested in their bedroom, still in their pajamas. Priya screamed, "This is a mistake. Dia, tell them it's a mistake." But Dia stood silently beside Indira, her small hand gripping her grandmother's. Rohan, ever the businessman, tried to bribe his way out. "Name your price," he hissed at Inspector Rajan. The inspector smirked. "Your money won't save you from a naval officer's justice." Chapter 7, The Trial. The courtroom was packed. The media dubbed it the naval officer's revenge. Dia, though terrified, testified in a closed session. Her quiet voice shook as she recounted what she had seen. Priya, once the composed beauty, unraveled completely. "She's lying. She's just a child." But the evidence was undeniable. The judge, a former naval judge advocate, delivered the verdict with icy finality. Life imprisonment. No parole. As the gavel fell, Indira hugged Dia tightly. Somewhere, Arjun's soul finally found peace. Epilogue, A New Dawn. Years later, Dia, now a young woman, stood at the Indian Naval Academy, wearing her father's insignia. She had followed in his footsteps, determined to honor his legacy. Priya and Rohan rotted in prison, their names forever tainted by betrayal. And as Dia saluted the Indian flag, she whispered, "This is for you, Papa." The end. Would you like any changes? More emotional depth?